In this question, we're going to calculate the standard deviation given different scenarios of the outcomes. You've been given this probability distribution of the holding period return for the GM stock. So there are three states of the economy. Boom has a probability of 0.2, holding period return 30%. Normal growth, 0.6 probability, holding period return 11%. And there is also a recession scenario, probability 0.2, holding period return minus 10%. The question is, what is the standard deviation of the stock? To calculate the standard deviation of the stock, the first thing you need is the expected return of the stock, which the question did not give you, so we can calculate it from this table. The expected return of a stock, ER, equals to the probability weighted sum of the holding period returns in different scenarios. So that's 0.2 for the Boom case, that's a probability, times holding period return 30%. Then we go to the second scenario. The probability is 0.6. Holding period return 11%. Final case, probability 0.2. Holding period return minus 10%. We sum all of this up. Well, you can just enter this equation to your calculator, or you can copy paste this entire portion of your equation into Excel spreadsheet, and it will spit out the answer for you, which is 10.6%. After you have that, we're ready to calculate the variance of the stock, which is the squared standard deviation. The variance of the stock equals to the probability weighted sum of squared deviations from the mean. So we again go case by case. For the Boom scenario, you have a probability of 0.2. How much deviation do you have from the mean? It's 30% for HPR minus the mean 10.6%. That's the deviation from the mean. What we want is a probability weighted sum of the squared mean. So you square that, go to the next case. Probability 0.6 times deviation from the mean 11% for HBR minus the mean 10.6%, which is actually quite close to the HBR in the normal growth because it is the most likely outcome. Then you square it to get the squared deviation from the mean. Final case, probability 0.2 times squared deviation from the mean. So the realization is 10% minus the mean 10.6%. We want square deviation, so you square that. After you have this equation, a couple of ways to go by it. Again, go to the calculator, or you can simply copy this entire equation into the Excel spreadsheet, and it's gonna give you 0.016024. As soon as you have the variance, the standard deviation equals to the square root of variance. So the square root of 0.016024, I get 12.66% for the standard deviation of the stock.